So I wasn't quite convinced on that last, or one of my part of a video that I made recently where I showed like how this chronograph functions was doing it correctly, because the minute counter on here was up to 65, and then it did one more minute before it did the revolution, which doesn't seem right. According to the instructions, it should start to do it at 64, and I believe this might be right about here, or maybe it might be just one more, but we'll see. At the 64th minute, just as it's going to go to the 65th, that's when it goes, does a revolution, and then jumps to the 5-minute mark, and then the hour hand advances 1 hour. The way I showed it last, it looked like it hit 65, and then it did one more sweep of the second hands for another minute, right? And then, which would be the what looks like the 66th minute, then it advanced to the 5 position, which doesn't make sense, because one should be 64, as well as if it's 65 plus the 1, wouldn't that make it 6 minutes ahead? So it would be technically 1 minute off. We'll see. Is it right here, or there we go. That's what it should be like. So yeah, so you understand, because when the way I saw it before, when it was counting off, I believe it was 1 minute ahead. Sometimes these get offset, and you can put it in the first position and push the buttons. You can reset, the seconds hand, the chrono. All 4 of these hands can be reset, except for the minute and hour hand. That's will be done through the crown at the 3rd position. So yeah, anyways, on that last video, yeah, it had looked like it hit the 65th, but it didn't. It was, by that time it should have rotated around and then went back to go to the 5 like that, and then that should have moved an hour, but it didn't. It looked like it hit 65. It went, the second hand went one more sweep, then it looked like on the 66 it hit moved, did the, what do you call it, the victory lap, sweep around, went to the 5, and then this advance. So if that's the case, it's not right, because then it's like it's adding, actually it added an additional, technically it would be off by about 1 minute, right? Because 65, and then 1 plus 1 more revolution is 66, and then the next, as it's finishing up 66, then it does that sweep, and then it goes to 5. So you shouldn't be doing that, because when it's 64, when it sweeps to the 65, that's where it jumps to 5, because then it should start taking over again. I don't know if I said that correctly. I hope it makes sense, though, that was off. So that's where it should be at. So just wanted to show that. I guess I'll add this in the end. So you can do split timing with these. I'm not going to show it, but basically you can keep doing split timing by hitting this. Don't put the stop, because if you do that and then you hit this, it's going to just reset it as if you're done. But if you want to do split timing, you keep hitting this. It'll stop. You can do your recording and then continue, and it'll jump to where it last left off. It remembers that inside. And you keep doing that as many times as you want, and then when you're finally done with the split timing, you do a final stop, and then you reset it, and then it'll zero out and stop the chronograph. But as it is, I'm just going to go stop, and I'm going to reset, and it should just run around like that, and there you go. Good to go.